You're listening to Independent TV 7. Kindly click on the like button and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Independent TV 7. Also, don't forget to click the bell icon to get more notification. Thanks for watching. Yeah, breaking news. According to Malami, he says, I won't fold my arms and watch governors transfer their debts to federal government, which is the FG, Federation Minister, or call him Attorney General of the Federation, and is the Minister of Justice. He has hit back at state governors after they criticized his office over plans to deduct $418 million from their monies to settle a debt owed to consultants by the 36 states and local governments in the country. Okay, Malami has not even, been indicted yet. He's complaining. When they now indict him, what will he now do? Because we're talking about the VAT and the so-called the VAT and the duty stamp duty charge, which he has also embezzled. The issue of a Paris Club is also there. Malami is facing those charges, and let alone the suit Sunday Igboho filed against him, 20 billion naira, which he is pleading for federal government or the court to give him time or more time to be able to gather the money, or maybe he wants a reprisal or to appeal and know what he's gonna do. But as it is, the Nigerian Governors Forum, NGF, and the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, ALGON, were said to have engaged legal services of the consultants in 2013 to help them recover funds that were over deducted by the federal government from their monthly federation or federal allocation to service loans taken from the Paris Club. Yes, I was saying it, the Paris Club debt, the issue is still very, very, fresh. Well, the state governors had few days ago faulted Malami on the planned deduction, and stated that his alleged backing of the consultant to get paid raises questions of propriety and the spirit of justice. The governors had noted that a federal high court sitting in Abuja had recently stopped the federal government from deducting the paid and said $418 million and alleged that the undue haste by Malami to effect the payment. It suggests that there is a special relationship between the AGF and the consultants over and above Nigerian citizens. But responding in an Arise TV interview monitored by the Whistler on Thursday, Malami noted that the Paris Club refund issue, particularly the contract entered into between the states and the consultants, predates the current administration. According to the NGF, the Nigerian Governor Forum, the contractors had delivered on their job and were fundamentally not paid the fees for their services they claim to have rendered. He noted that the NGF and the ALGON alleged refusal to continue with a payment of the legal fees prompted to consultants to institute a suit against the state and local government for the determination of their rights and indeed enforcement of their fees, and had made the federal government a party to the suit. Malami said a consent judgment entered into and submitted to a court by the NGF, ALGON, and a consultant in 2013 resulted in the liability in contention today. Well, the federal government approached the Governors Forum and ALGON, which is the association of chairman and council in the state, and they collectively wrote to the federal government and considered to the provision that the consultants have indeed provided the services and they were ready and willing to effect the payment of their fees, said by Malami. According to him, the governors and ALGON had agreed that the payments should be deducted from their monies and should be effected to the consultant. He also said, so in 2017, these deductions were carried out at the instance of the Governors Forum and the instance of ALGON. Now that was the situation on the ground. Well, the question I want to ask now, Malami is the Attorney General of the Federation, one, also the Minister of Justice. Since he's the Attorney General, so he should be in the judiciary, panel or department. Let me put it that way, because as I'm saying it, Malami is not even the finance minister. When we want to talk about accounts balancing funds, that is coming in and out, loans, it should be said, or it should be overseen by the Minister of Finance. And I don't know what business of Malami to finance or funds is, because is just getting, out of hand. That, like I used to say, that Malami is the one controlling this country, or rather I would say Buhari should be in charge. Even if the finance minister is not up to the tax, Buhari should be accountable for that, because you know what is going in and out. But when it comes to the issue of accountability of funds, finance, it is the Minister of Finance that should be held responsible concerning this. So what business of Malami is concerning to Paris Club funds, loan, finance, and all that? Because Malami has not been indicted already, because I believe he needs to be sacked, because Malami is biting more than he could chew. When it comes to the issue of a secessionist, you see that Malami will be, laying accusation, releasing statements. When it comes to the issue of Boko Haram or thereabout, Malami is nowhere to be found. And when it comes to the issue of Fulani, is nowhere to be found. But when it comes to money, south in the money, or maybe the issue in the southern region, Igbo, Nnamdi Kanu, and some other freedom fighters, he would want to venture into it, because I know quite alright that he is attacking those agitators just because he knows, and everybody knows, that if eventually they are left alone, they will propagate the gospel of this bad government, and Malami himself will not be safe, and he might not see all those funds that are coming in. He might not see his own dividend from it, because like I said, Malami is in charge of the VAT. He's also in charge of this stamp duty charge. And what is his business? And I could see that Malami has really delved into the finance of Nigeria. They are the one embezzling most of the money. They are recovering, and the loot they are recovering, so they are sharing it among themselves. The loan that is coming in, they are sharing among themselves, which is very, very bad, and that's why the economy of Nigeria has jeopardized. But when eventually these claims were made by the consultants, the federal government, under the office of the Attorney General of the Federation, which is the Malami, felt that the amount of the so-called Paris Club funds, and also agreed upon by the Nigerian government, Governors Forum rather, and Argon, and to be paid to these consultants. I would say maybe it was in the fact a very huge amount of money, and the federal government became very suspicious of what the NGF and Argon were up to. Taking into consideration, that's what is in contention, and we know that in a nutshell, Malami services would just will end very, very soon. Well, to continue, so the federal government wrote to the EFCC and DSS seeking for the verification of the veracity and authenticity of the claims on one hand, and the judgment that gave rise to the claim. The AGF said the EFCC and DSS wrote back to him confirming the liability of the state government in the contract. Malami said the implication of making the federal government a party in the suit filed by the consultant is that the federal government could as well be liable, and that execution could be levied against the interest of the federal government. So, on that note, the federal government took steps to approach the Nigerian Governors Forum and also its counterpart for the purpose of having their take as per this liability is concerned. I am happy to report that the governors, as at 2017, individually wrote in confirmation of admission of liability, and the same thing goes to the Argon. Malami also wondered why the state government or the state governors will devil or did not object to the deduction when they commenced in 2016, saying now nothing untold happened thereafter until perhaps of recent, when the NGF wrote seeking to avoid liability. Like I said earlier, what is Malami's business in finance? That's the problem. Well, I would like you to share your comment in the comment section, because I'm getting more agitated.